Yeah, it was definitely getting a little wet, a little sloppy out there, and but I mean that's football, right? You play in the rain sometimes, and had plenty of bad weather games up in Canada up there. So been there before, and you just try to be smart with the ball, and stuff like it in that 4-minute situation at the end. Kind of follow the ball and make sure we take precautions with things getting a little wet.
It's the second week in a row where you delivered a spark, and rallied the team. What is it that you have that seems to create some sort of energy?
Well, I mean, it's not just me. There's a lot of guys out there that are making plays, right? It's not just me out there, and I think everyone's just kind of feeding off it. When you see guys that are out there competing in the second half of a preseason game, trying to make plays and put a spark in the offense, it fires everybody up, right? And so, it's not just me. It's the O-line getting fired up. One of my favorite plays was there, we had the ball on the 6-yard line, and I say, hey, all right, we're running the ball here, and let's get this ball in. And the O-line, I just saw it in their eyes. They were fired up, and that's just the energy that guys feed off of. Hey, let's get this ball in, or guys, Cage making a big catch and run there, so everyone's contributing, everyone's making plays, and everyone's just feeding off that.
With Cager, can you tell his wide receiver background from route running or anything about the way he plays?
I mean, he's definitely a very athletic tight end, right? And he can do some good things and run smooth routes and he's a big guy and like I said, he made a great decision on that choice route there. They brought some pressure inside and the middle was wide open and made a great decision and put the ball on his chest and let him do the rest of the work. So, he's been making a lot of good plays and doing some good stuff for us.
I know you said it's not just you, but what has this experience, the last 2 preseason games especially, been like for you?
I mean, it's been fun. You go out there and you get to play football and win. That's the most fun thing in the world. So, it's been fun and just, again, like I said last week, I'm just so thankful for every opportunity that I get. You just never know, and I've been bounced around and had just a lot of ups and downs in this business. So every opportunity I get, I think I just have a fresh and appreciative perspective on it of how thankful I am to be able to continue playing this game at the highest level, and I don't take anything for granted.
It really seemed like the defense in particular really fed off your momentum, especially offensively once you scored. Just talk about that, and then how cool was it to see the scoop and score touchdown?
I mean, the scoop and score was awesome. You just see, you're thinking, all right, we're going to get the ball back here. We're up 1, and, let's make this happen. And then you go up 8 there. So that's a huge swing. And, for them to be flying around, making plays and doing what they were doing, we're feeding off that offensively too. So I think everyone's just, we go down, we get a touchdown, and then you can kind of feel the energy shift. And they go out, they get a stop. We go down, we put a score together. Everyone's just feeding off that, right? And that's the nature of football. There's ebbs and flows within a game, and you try not to ride that wave when you're low, but when you're on the high side of that, you try to ride that momentum and continue making plays. And thankfully, after the interception there that I threw, the defense came up big and made a stop, and I felt like we lost a little momentum after that, but they came back and made a nice goal line stand, and we were able to close it out in the 4 minutes. So that's why it's a team game.
Scouts and GMs and coaches always talk about getting players who love playing football. You seem to be a guy who loves it. Not everybody does. There are guys that go through the motions. Is that true that you love the sport because that's the way you play?
I love playing football. And yeah, this is my dream. I've wanted to be in the NFL since I was a kid, and so, like I said, I'm so appreciative for every opportunity I have and every time I get to step on that field and put this jersey on. It just means so much to me, and I love football. I love the process of every day trying to get better and working on the things that need to get better. And just this time of year, it's camp and everyone's working hard and grinding, and so you kind of have to embrace that grind, or otherwise it's going to be a long month for you. So, no matter how things are going, just try to keep my head up and keep pushing forward every day and putting my best foot forward and just trying to get better every day.
How much do you think you've helped yourself with these 2 games?
I don't really I try not to think about that stuff. It's, again, for me, it's just trying to get better every day and capitalizing on whatever opportunities I get, And, I've been getting opportunities here, and I'm just, again, very thankful and got to keep doing it for the rest of camp. You can't – the minute you get comfortable in this business is when the rug gets slipped out from under you, right? And that goes for everybody. So, just got to keep pushing and getting better. It's week 2 of the preseason. We haven't done anything yet.
Somebody said you play quarterback like a linebacker, but in a good way. Not that you're not a good quarterback. Would you embrace that?
I would embrace that. I've always embraced the physicality of football. Sometimes it's been smart, sometimes it's not as smart, but it's just the way I play the game, and I embrace that, and probably have to be a little smarter at times, but if I can square somebody up and put my shoulder under them or make a play, and again, going back to the energy comment, I think sometimes stuff like that can bring energy. If your quarterback is running around and doing some things, and maybe that brings a little spark to a team. So I don't know. I just play the game the way that I play, and I don't really try to overanalyze how people categorize that.
You've even done some special teams in practice. Did you volunteer for that, or?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably a week into camp. I wasn't getting a ton of reps at quarterback, and I've played special teams pretty much everywhere else I've been, just as an opportunity to get on the field. Being a third string, fourth string guy, fighting for a spot, it's the more you can do, and that's just kind of the nature of that position. So for me, it's something that I've embraced the challenge of trying to learn something new and add value to the team, and have definitely dialed back on that a little bit after last week, because now taking more reps at quarterback in practice, and that's kind of where my focus has been. But at first, wasn't getting any reps at quarterback, so I went up to Boyer and was just like, hey, I've done this before, I would love an opportunity. So he got me in there, and it was last week in the preseason game, I think it was 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I was in at quarterback, and he was like, hey, you're on pump block here, are you gonna do it? I'll take you off. And I was just like, no, I want to do it. Come on. It's I haven't had a rep yet. Let's go. So, they ended up going down and scoring or whatever happened. So I didn't get to do it, but it's something that I've embraced just as an opportunity to add value.